Hi everyone, welcome to my members program. I offer 3 tiers. Tier 1 is monthly predictions with some extra transit analysis videos. Tier 2 has exclusive pick-a-card readings that I don't post on my main channel. Tier 3 is astrology, remedies, and more esoteric knowledge. And how to heal our planets, how to learn tarot as well, how to start your own YouTube channel. These are some of the videos I've recently posted. So please join our members community. Thank you. So I'm doing a little intro for this reading. If you've not watched part 1 of the seduction video I did on my channel a couple of months ago, go ahead, check that out. I will link it somewhere in the eye. So watch part number 1. That was more so I just pulled 3 piles and I picked up on whatever energy was coming through specific to the 3 groups. Today what I've done is I've done 5 piles, and when I was shuffling the cards I made my intention clear to spirit that allow me to channel one particular archetype with every single pile that I'm pulling for. So I decided to do 5 piles because there's some archetypes that are kind of similar, so I clubbed them together in my head, and I'm glad that the cards came out that way. I didn't want to push it if the messages were not clear, but honestly, sincerely, the cards came out and every single pile was a specific archetype that I was kind of looking for. So you will probably be drawn towards picking more than one pile, usually because people have different multiple seduction styles. If it's only one, then watch one pile. If you're called to pick only one pile, go and watch one, but mostly I would suggest probably watch 2. So that's why I did multiple piles. I usually just do 3 on my channel. So yeah, this is my little intro. Watch part number 1. Either you can watch it beforehand or you can watch it after this video. I will link it, and you can pick multiple piles with this reading. And what else? I'm trying to think that I don't forget anything. So yeah, this is not like a customized video for every single pile. It's more so based on the archetypes of Robert Greene's Art of Seduction. So I hope that is clear and it makes sense. If anyone's confused, leave a comment. I'll let you know. And let me know if you like this video. I put a lot of effort into just doing the research for the video. And it's obviously I'm doing 5 piles. That also takes a little bit longer. So I hope you guys appreciate it. You like it. So share it with people. Support the video so it does well. And if you have any video requests, you can leave them in the comments down below. If anyone's interested in booking a private reading with me, I think I've one slot left. I might open up a couple more if more people are interested, but please book right now. I'll be busy for the next coming few days. So if you're interested, book with me right now. The link will be in the description. And if you like my videos, you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a member. I would really appreciate it. Leave your comments, leave your feedback, support the video if you like it, and that's it. I'll see you in your pile. Hello group number 1, you chose the unicorn for your pile selection. Please watch part number 1 if you've not watched it. And this video is more so about the way you seduce people, or what's charismatic or attractive about you when you approach people. So this is what it's based on. It's obviously based on Robert Greene's seduction archetypes, and there's one particular style that came out with this pile. I'm going to talk about it as I pull the cards out, but overall I'm going to look at the cards, explain them to you, explain the energy, and talk about the specific archetype that came through. I'll explain that as well, and some extra added points, because this is a tarot reading. It's more than just it's the scope is beyond just a specific archetype. So I'm starting out with these cards. We'll look at the other ones in a bit, and obviously feel free to pick more than one pile with this reading. That's how I kind of made it. So yeah, you got the unicorn, the tower, the spider, sweetheart, and waiting. Can you guess which by the way, if you pick more than one pile, I don't know if I'll repeat it with every pile because I'm very forgetful. Before you before I mention what archetype it is, guys, please try and guess which one is it. So looking at these cards, what do you think it is? I hope I'll remember to repeat that in every pile. But with the unicorn, this is obviously talking about a mythical creature. It's first of all, it's talking about fantasy, something that doesn't exist. So a kind of a person who stirs fantasy in your brain, something, someone who looks magical. They could have a, also, if you've heard about Robert Kitchener, or I don't know what the name is of that person, but Kitchener theory, where he talks about different essences that people have. So one of the essences is ethereal, where certain people have such facial features that they look almost like alien-like, or they're from a different universe or something like that. It's making me think of, the actresses like Anya Taylor-Joy or Tilda Swinton, I think that's her name. People are very interesting and different, unique sort of features. So some of you guys could be known for your beauty, first of all. Your beauty, especially your hair. Horse or the unicorn always makes me think of the hair. Also the eyes. So it's your beauty, your stature, your body that could be very captivating. And we see two women. There's not a lot of women in this particular deck, and you got two cards with the full image of women. So it has to be, this particular pile is definitely talking about good looks, your fashion style, the way you dress, your body, and the way you carry yourself. Maybe your hair also. You could also be very feminine. Pile number 1. I'm going to talk about the archetype in a bit, but just this first thing that I'm getting is there's a lot here about stirring up fantasy in someone's head. Second thing I'm getting is a person who looks a little hard to reach, or I don't know, it's like there's an obvious attraction. When someone looks at you, they kind of become very intrigued by your presence, and they're drawn towards you, and they want to get to know you better. They probably want to ask you out. There could be a spark of attraction very early on. We see a spark here. Lightning. Some of you could have Ardra placement. I always connect lightning with Ardra, so placements in Gemini. So that's one thing I'm getting. Maybe Rohini also for some of you. So yeah, this pile is giving me siren energy. Why? Because siren is, first of all, it invites you, and it's sitting there waiting for you. So the waiting card definitely made me think of the siren archetype. Second thing, it talks about beauty, which obviously you have, and it also stirs up fantasy, because the siren calls out to the sailors, and they're just so naturally intrigued. They're like, I cannot look away, I have to look at the mermaid or whatever it is, the creature. So it's that not being able to pull yourself together, naturally magnetically drawn towards you. Pile number 1. So strong siren energy here. The tower also talks about like instant attraction that they feel for you, like love at first sight or chemistry, sparks, strong sexual attraction towards you. Also, whoever's picking this pile, you could be very, very feminine, or if it's a guy picking this pile, you could be very, very masculine. Or so the first one is siren. The masculine one would be the rake. So the first one, siren examples are Cleopatra, Marilyn Monroe, and the rake would be someone like Don Juan, or there was one more, I'm so forgetful, guys, I forget everything. Don Juan, or even that actor Gordon Levitt Jr. in the movie Don John. I think that was another example of the rake, if you've seen that movie. And for the people who are more, LGBTQ and people who are just more androgynous, they could be very androgynous, so they could identify with the archetype of the dandy. So all the 3 piles for all the different genders and the way you express your sexuality, I was picking up with this pile. So very feminine if you lead with femininity, very masculine if you lead with masculinity, or if you're androgynous, then you could identify with the archetype of dandy. So that's what I was picking up so far. With the spider also, this card makes me think of a person who puts a lot of effort. So you might make it look effortless, but there's a lot of effort you put behind your looks, the way you present yourself, the way you carry yourself, or you could be very particular about your sense of style, or the way you do your makeup, the way you do your hair, or even when you shop, you could be very specific. I only shop from this particular store, or I only wear this particular style of clothing. Something like this, where you put a lot of effort with the spider, but you make it look effortless. And there's something about you stirring up fantasies within someone's head. Very attractive person. You come on very strong, you leave an impression. And you could be very feminine also in your approach with this sweetheart energy. It's like you're not trying too hard, you're very passive, but there's still so much effort you're putting in. And kind of like Marilyn, she wasn't chasing after men, but she had that vibe of being very present and in a way forward. So that's what I'm picking up so far. Let's look at some of the cards for Nakshatra. You got Kritika and Pushya. So these two, the way I connect them with this energy is, first of all, Kritika is where moon gets exalted. So moon is obviously connected with the beauty. Moon and Venus give beauty in a person. So moon gets exalted. Second thing with moon showing up is also stirring up emotions. So it's something more than just the animalistic Mars or Venus connection that people feel with you. There's also some emotion that they feel. Even with the siren, there's a lot of water imagery that comes to your mind, right? Maybe some of you guys have Pisces placements, or planets in the 12th house. You guys could have moon in the 1st house, moon in the 7th house, maybe Venus in the 1st house, or you could even have moon Venus conjunction, or you could have moon and Venus in the 4th house, or maybe these planets in the sign of Cancer. So yeah, multiple configuration, but it's the same thing. What I'm talking about is Venus and moon energy, which is very feminine, and it's connected to beauty, and also slightly more feminine and passive energy that I'm getting. So yeah, you could have those placements. Pushya also is connected to 4th house. Why? Because Jupiter gets exalted in Cancer. So yeah, it's again giving me Cancer and all of that similar sort of placements that I'm getting. With Pushya, it is also connected to the lotus flower, or just flower in general. So someone who has a very soft, it's one of the Mridu Nakshatra, which is connected to softness, beauty, sweet, tender. So that's the kind of vibe you give off, obviously connected to flowers. Some of you could wear flowers, floral jewelry, floral, what do you call it? Print, on your clothes, something like that. Maybe flowers look really good, or floral colors, pinks, reds, all of those colors could look really good on you. And maybe you get a lot of flowers also from your suitors, or they approach you in a very traditional manner. Because if you're this feminine archetype, you could attract a lot of people who are extremely masculine. It's that energy of the extremes, opposites attract, that I'm picking up with this pile. Okay, let's keep going. You also got these two cards. We have the empty room and the river. So this is again giving me Pisces energy. Some Aries also. Maybe you could attract a lot of Aries people with this horse coming up. Maybe Ashwani Nakshatra also could be there. We have a horse here, we have the unicorn here, and we have the symbol connected to Ashwani is twin horses. And this is giving me the energy of the ocean, 12th house Pisces energy. And the empty room also, it talks about isolation, which is also 12th house energy. One more thing I'm getting here is the mirror, which is giving me Rahu. Some of you could have Rahu prominent in your chart, maybe Rahu in the 1st house, or Rahu connected to moon or Venus, or Rahu in the 12th. One more thing I'm getting is maybe Rahu Nakshatra. So you could have Venus in, let's say, Swati or Ardra or Siddhabisha. Those are the 3 nakshatras connected to Rahu. So some of those placements could be there. But yeah, this first of all, there's a particular card in this deck, which is the Hunter, where we have the horse. So since that didn't show up, I feel like that's how people approach you. There could be a runner chaser dynamic, and like I said, really masculine men or people who are very forward could approach you, and you're this feminine archetype, and you create the space for people to chase you or to be really attracted to you. something about your presence that kind of has this effect on other people. And this flow, this water is again talking about the moon, stirring up emotions within other people and naturally feeling a draw towards you, naturally feeling more inclined to get in touch with you, to connect with you more emotionally, more deeply. And there's a flow, there's a sense of, I don't know, attraction, chase, excitement that they feel towards you. With empty space, this talks about potential. This also talks about a person who's available, but maybe slightly you have to kind of impress them. But it definitely talks about potential. So, and also fantasies. So people imprinting a lot of their fantasies onto you, imagining what would it be like to date you. You could seem like a star to them. But yeah, definitely a lot of desire to date you, to court you. Lots of fantasies, lots of potential, strong attraction that they feel towards you. That's what I'm getting so far. Let's look at, we have Lakshmi here, goddess Lakshmi. Oops, I got a crystal for this one. We have sexuality. We do have space. Okay. So, just give me a second. So, the Lakshmi archetype is the feminine archetype. She's the wife, she's the partner that we see in our Hindu mythology. And she's very feminine. She is the potential partner that you want, the ultimate archetype of the partner that you want, and very feminine, very beautiful, connected to beauty. And she's again that Pushya lotus is again connected, one of the symbols connected to her, the flower connected to her. And she's also known for her devotion. So people might look at you as the perfect partner or the person that they would love to settle down with. Something about you stirring up all these fantasies in people's head where they could see a future with you, they want to date you, they want to settle down with you, they find you very attractive. It's like no one holds a candle to you. This candle imagery is also coming up. But yeah, it's all about beauty, abundance, lots of growth and lots of potential that people see with you. Sexuality, again, sexual attraction. With the siren, we naturally see that draw, where they're really magnetically drawn towards the siren archetype. She's probably, or for the rake, this could be he. These are the people who are the most attractive and most sexually, where people feel the most charged. So this is that archetype. Out of all the other ones, this is the more physically attractive, or where people feel excited about the person. And taking that forward, we have the ascendant, which is connected to the body. So yeah, your body could be, and we had those two figures, right? Full body figures. So yeah, people feel a strong desire for you. Pile number 1. We have Pisces. So I kept this card, this came out. So obviously if I had to pick a zodiac sign or a card that is the most siren-like, it would have to be Pisces, right? It's connected to fishes, mermaid, water, this stream. So yeah, you could have Pisces ascendant. You could also have those fish eyes. Maybe people compliment your eyes or your hair also. And Venus gets exalted here, which is again that Lakshmi energy that you're channeling. We have second house, so Venus energy. Second house is also our assets. So first, it can definitely talk about your body also here. And Taurus people tend to be full-bodied and very beautiful features as well. Especially their speech could be very enticing. And the siren archetype is also connected to the screams and the speech. So I don't know why I'm picking up. Maybe your voice is very pretty, or something about your voice very enticing. Your communication skills, your eyes, your eye contact, your hair, your body. There's so many qualities that I'm picking up. Pile number 1. The way you do your makeup, I'm drawn towards the makeup brush. We have jewels here. You could really nice when you wear jewelry. People could gift you jewelry. Second house is asset. So again, people look at you as an asset, someone who will add value to their life. And it's that Venus energy also to date you, to court you, to get with you. So these are You could have these placements also, maybe Taurus ascendant, Pisces ascendant, and so many others that I talked about. So let me know if this resonated, if you have these placements, if you connect with the energy of the siren. And if you like my videos, you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a member. I'm soon going to be posting the monthly prediction for the next month. And there's I think one slot left. If you want to book a private reading with me, I might open up a few more if anyone else is interested. So please book. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. Please support the video. I don't know how well this will do. It's the part 2 to the part 1 that I did. Watch the part 1. And if you like the video, please support it. Share it with your friends. Leave some comments. Like the video. Engage with the video. And if you have any video suggestions, let me know. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. Hello group number 2. Welcome to today's reading. Today we're doing what's your style of seduction. This is part 2 of a video that I did a couple of months ago. So please make sure to watch part number 1. Please make sure to watch the intro to this video that I did. It'll be in the description. So please watch the intro before you watch this pile. And yeah, feel free to pick multiple piles with this specific reading. That's how I intended it to be. And I'm going to start with a few of these cards. We'll see what archetype you are. And this is more so focused on the archetype instead of, let's say, one person picking a pile that's personalized to them. So that's why I take the message that resonates. And I'll also add some extra messages for you. This is not just specific to the archetype that comes through, because I'm going to talk about all the cards that came out for you. Okay? So first I'm going to talk a little bit about the cards, then I'll tell you which archetype that is, and I'll tell you a little bit about the archetype as well. Okay? And by the way, I'm going to lay out the cards and you have to guess before I mention what do you think this archetype is. Pile number 2, after you look at these cards, you have to guess in the comments, okay? I'd love to see how many people actually get it right. So this is the butterfly that you chose. We have the magician here. We have the Son of Cups. This is the Knight of Cups in this deck. Please ignore the background noises. There's some construction going on. We have Journey. And we have Service. So maybe your language, love language is acts of service, or you could attract a lot of partner with this type of love language. So I'm getting strong Mercury here. Right off the bat with this insect. And Magician is also connected to Mercury. Okay, so let me just talk about this, a few of these cards first. Butterflies are obviously connected to a person who's vibrant, beautiful. So maybe you're known for your looks. People are drawn towards you because of your beauty. Some of you could be really into fashion also. Maybe you dress really well. You're charismatic with your dressing style. Or you could have a unique sense of style. And I feel like you guys are more straightforward. You could be also really very flirtatious when it comes to your approach to romance. With this Knight of Cups energy, it's very forward energy. Even this image on the card is kind of giving me Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's giving me that. Though this is talking about travel, which makes me think of the 9th house. It makes me think of water energy also. Water is connected to travel. That's why I'm getting Knight of Cups here also. So twice. It's talking about a person who's expressive, who's romantic, who's fun, who has good energy, easy to open up to. With butterfly also, this can also talk about frolicking. You know, person who's very stimulating, entertaining, interesting, fun to talk to. Vibrant personality. There's a glow to you. And I think naturally people are drawn towards your personality. Not just your looks, but when they get to know you, when they talk to you, they like your energy. So they like your energy. They want to engage with it more than the average person. And there's also some excitement that's connected with you. You could be fun to travel with, or travel can sometimes represent optimism and exploring of options, or just exploration, adventure, sense of adventure that you bring to people's life. So where people could meet you, their perspective on things could shift. So let's say a person who's cynical about their love life, they meet a person like you and they're like, I'm not saying that I'm catching feelings for pile number 2, but you know, I can see something here and maybe I should change my approach. Or there's something about you that's you live your life in a very authentic way, and there's something unique about your personality that stands out, where people feel like, wow, this person has that kind of a personality which is hard to find. You're unique, you stand out. And you could also have a childlike quality with this Mercury energy that I'm picking up, where you could be very honest, very open, and very charming, very fun. You could also be lighthearted. You could have a nice sense of humor. You could be full of dreams, full of optimism. Something about your energy is very infectious. And you could also be very caring towards the people that you love. So in romance or in your romantic partnerships, you're very generous, you're very giving. With this Knight of Cups, you might make a lot of effort. You might travel to see the person. You might show the person multiple things, and I don't know, it's like you become the magician. You make all their wishes come true. You're very generous and very attentive, very forward also with this cheetah energy. It's masculine energy of approaching someone else. So very forward, very generous, very present with your partner. So the archetype that I'm picking up is the natural. You can look it up if you like. But the natural is connected with people who, there are four qualities that are very apparent with the natural. Robert Greene said it's openness, some level of abandon where the person is blissfully unaware. So very authentic, living their life and not having a care in the world. You don't have to resonate with the message 100%, but it's just that natural sense of flow that you could have. So openness and cheerful abandon, spontaneity, and there was one more. It was innocence. I had to look it up. So innocence and openness, that is again characteristic of someone very young, bright, that Mercury quality that you possess. And some of the examples that were given were someone like Ryan Reynolds, Paul McCartney. There was one more, Charlie Chaplin. So someone fun that excites you. In your presence you kind of get lost and you're just living in the present moment. That's more of this vibe of pile number 2. Okay, so let's look at some of the cards you got. Uttara Bhadrapada and Revati, both of these fall in Pisces. So I feel like, and Revati itself is connected with nourishing someone, taking care of someone. So again, that energy of being very generous, taking care of your partner. And Pisces is connected to Mercury, where Mercury gets debilitated. So some of you could have debilitated Mercury or exalted Mercury, or you could have Venus debilitated or Venus exalted, because Venus gets exalted in Revati, in Pisces. So you could have a strong sense of devotion towards your partner with this placement of Venus coming up. You could be very devoted. You could be a great partner. You could be a catch when it comes to partnership. A lot of people might say, wow, this is the perfect partner. Or you could be very romantic, very flirtatious, fun energy, fun vibes with you, and maybe a bit of pulling each other's leg, roasting each other, having fun. That's the vibe that I'm picking up so far. Let's look at some other cards. You got the Mother, the Bridge, and the Lover. So some of you could have Venus in the 4th house, maybe a Moon in the 4th house. You could have Moon-Venus conjunction. You could have Venus in Cancer. You could have Moon in Taurus or Libra. Actually Taurus, I'm getting more so. With Ketu, Bridge is connected to Ketu. So maybe Moon, Venus, Ketu conjunction, or Ketu with Moon, Ketu with Venus, something like this could be there. And a lot of people could feel that past life connection also with you. Something special about your energy where people feel this connection. They might say to you, like, I feel very comfortable in your presence very early on. And people could feel like, okay, maybe there could be synchronicities, there could be a bridge of events that happens, or something unique that happens. They feel a strong connection with you, strong emotional bond, and they might feel like, wow, this is coming from a past life. Something like this could be there that they feel towards you, but they feel very much at home with this nest energy, 4th house energy, Cancer energy, Mother energy. You're very nurturing. You take care of people. Maybe you cook for them, you feed them, you host them, but in the very least you take care of their emotional needs. And you're like this Mother archetype, very nurturing, very supportive, always there, always present, very loving with this Lover. And we see this image coming up here again twice. So people feeling that soulmate energy with you. Two swans are like soulmates, lovebirds. And the bridge also, it's like two people bridging the gap, coming together. So you could be someone who's good with conflict resolution, making things work, or always being very supportive towards your partners, and very attentive, very present. And here also I see the ocean, which is talking about emotions again. So your overall presence is so nice, and I think you're the perfect relationship material sort of a person. And there's a easiness, there's a sense of comfort that you bring compared to every other archetype. I think this is the pile where I felt this was not just about looks or something superficial. It was about the person's energy, how they're very, I don't know, natural, authentic, easy to connect with, and very nurturing, great partner. Pile number 2. Let's look at some astrology placements. We have Sun, Libra, and this came out in reverse, so I kept it like that. 6th house. So Mercury energy, you could have Mercury in Libra, Sun in Libra. Maybe Sun gets debilitated in Libra. So some of you could maybe initially struggle with the relationships, or maybe you guys let go of the ego when it comes to relationships, because that's why Sun gets debilitated, because you have to let go of the sense of self. You have to let go of the ego. You have to go from I to we. And Libra is the natural 7th house, the house of partnerships and relationships. So you kind of have to change your perspective. And again, that Venus energy in the Virgo, it's coming up, debilitated Venus. Some of you, if you don't have great relationships, maybe you give yourself too much of yourself. You need to have a stronger sense of self if you have bad experiences when it comes to relationships. But you seem like the ideal partner. That's why a lot of people are naturally drawn towards you. It's because of who you are as a person. You're very fun and very non-judgmental also. Easy to connect with. Very interesting, very stimulating, very entertaining. And with 6th house, it came out in reverse. So I feel like you're someone who doesn't like conflict. 6th house is competition, conflict, and more of the negative side that we see of Virgo, critical. So you're easygoing. You don't want any conflict, and you want things to flow very naturally. You could have these placements, maybe Sun prominent in your 1st house, Sun in Libra, Sun in 6th house, something like this. So you can make sure of the placements that you see here. Next up, we have inner peace. We have compatibility. So inner peace is again people feeling a lot of peace around you. You having a naturally graceful presence in their life. Swans are also connected with grace and beauty, and also intelligence, goddess Saraswati. So you could be mentally very stimulating, where people can talk to you. Even Ryan Reynolds is known for his sense of humor, and he's just fun. You know, that's your vibe, and you need good intelligence to be actually funny. And here also I see birds. I see the green color, which is connected to Mercury. Number 5 is also Mercury. So people could feel like you have that very compatible vibe. There's a strong friendship that they feel towards you. And they feel there's so much in common. There's so much to talk about. There's so much to connect over with you. So it's not even you're trying to seduce anyone, but you're just so charming. You're so fun. You have such nice energy that people just love you and your energy. We have a Buddha here, which I always connect with intelligence and a sense of peace. Again, we have peace coming up twice. So people feeling very peaceful in your presence. That's why, because you don't compete with them. You're not the most critical. You're less judgmental, and you don't like conflict. You like things to be easygoing, and you're supportive. You're kind. You're sweet. You're fun. So that's the energy that you bring to the table. You bring a lot of peace in other people's life. This is also giving me student energy, page energy, energy of the Mercury. You know, learning, growing, always looking for something interesting. So you're not busy or focused on the negative things. You're just always working on yourself, growing as a person. So that's your overall energy. Pile number 2, this is the seduction style of the natural. Even a little bit of the ideal lover I picked up here, but it's more so natural. So I hope this resonated with you. If you like this video, please support the video, engage with it, share it with other people. I hope it does well. You guys like it. Leave your feedback. Let me know. If you like my channel, you want to support my work, please consider becoming a member. That would really help me out. And if you want to book a private reading with me, I have one slot left. I might add a couple more if more people are interested. So please book with me. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. Hello group number 3. Welcome to today's reading. Today we're doing what is your style of seduction. There is the part 1 that I did to this video a few weeks ago. I'm gonna link it in the pile selection. You can watch it. So make sure to watch part number 1. Wait, let me just move this a little. Okay, so watch the part 1. Make sure to watch the intro to this reading. This is the card you chose, the owl. We'll take a few and the rest we'll look at in a bit. So this is how, especially with this reading, I was going for doing different piles that are specific to the archetype, not like a customized video for each pile. So feel free to maybe go for multiple piles if you feel called to. Otherwise, just take the message that resonates, ignore the rest. Okay, so you got the owl, air element. We have the wheel of fortune, and here also we see a little owl in the back. Don't mind this. I just voted, so I have some ink on my finger. We have Father of Pentacles, which is the King of Pentacles. We have the house, always gives me 4th house Cancer energy. We have fortune. This card doesn't come out a whole lot, so that's nice. So one thing I'm getting, obviously we have the owl coming up twice. We have there's so many cards that talk about money also here. I wonder if there's anything else. No, I'm just looking over. But anyway, we have fortune, we have pentacles, the King of Pentacles. It's also talking about money, and the owl is the vehicle of goddess Lakshmi, and she's connected to money. She's connected to wealth. And you also got Venus, which is liquid cash, liquid money, or money that flows in very quickly. And we have Wheel of Fortune, which is also talking about good luck, money, abundance. We have 4th house where Jupiter gets exalted, and there's some connection of money to Jupiter also, and the 4th house of Cancer also. There's a lot of money coming through. So I feel like some of you could obviously be rich and could belong to a rich family. There's something about you where people feel like you're a catch, you're a person of high value. That could come from either just the way you carry yourself, the kind of person that you are, you add value to others' life through money, or just the kind of person that you are. And obviously you could come from generational wealth. Something about your family could be prominent. You could belong to high society, or you look like you do. I think it's about not just the money, but it's your reputation. It's what you represent. That could be very enticing. Or you could also come across as a person who's marriage material, someone that you can grow with. So a lot of people looking at you and feeling like, okay, I can build something with this person for the future, something long lasting, something high value, worthwhile. You're someone worth investing in. By the way, I also quickly want to mention that I'm not starting out with just telling you which archetype is coming through. So can you guess, based off this spread so far, what do you think the archetype is? So make your guesses, leave some comments. I'm going to tell you in a bit which archetype is this. Okay, so yeah, coming back to the reading, you're a high value person. You bring value somehow to the table, and people want to date you because they could also feel like it would be a power couple sort of a dynamic. So it's what you represent that's very enticing and seductive to other people. Your money, or the way you carry yourself, the way you dress. Or you could also have that great sense of style where you know how to dress really nice and look really expensive. Doesn't matter if your clothes are expensive or not. You just have good taste. You have refined taste. Some of you could have a well-placed Venus, maybe Mercury Venus conjunction also. And with all this earth energy, maybe there's a Earth ascendant, maybe you're a Virgo ascendant. Some of you could also have debilitated Venus. Why? Because those people also tend to dress really well and they're really obsessed with fashion. So that could be there, and also it gives good money. Debilitated Venus. You'd think otherwise, but no, it gives good money. And obviously there could be something about maybe Venus in the 4th house, Venus in Cancer, Jupiter in 4th house, Jupiter in Cancer. It's where Jupiter gets exalted. So it's a wise decision to be with you, Jupiter exalted. And also that marriage material, sort of a committed relationship that people see with you. With this placement of Jupiter that I'm seeing here, Wheel of Fortune can talk about people expecting their fortunes to grow. If they got together with you or if they settle down with you, they would expect big things for the future. There's something about intuition also, maybe people feeling guided towards you. These are some of the things I'm picking up, but as your style of seduction, this is the ideal lover archetype, where a person is very observant. They're a good listener. So you listen, you observe, you look at a person, you recognize, okay, what is this person looking for, and you kind of mimic that. You're really good at filling a void that people have in their life. There's something about your energy. You're very intelligent, very emotionally intelligent also, and you know how to market yourself in a way. I don't know how to explain it better, but with this archetype, ideal lover always presents themselves as the perfect partner for the other person. So they'll listen to the other partner, they'll figure out, okay, what is this person looking for, what are their needs, and the person kind of molds themselves to come across like that ideal person. It doesn't have to be manipulative or toxic, but certain people also do have the tendency to kind of become more of like their partner also. It reminds me of Kourtney Kardashian, where she has this tendency, any guy or any man that she dates, she always ends up taking on their fashion sense, and she starts dressing like that person, the partner that she's with. So it's kind of like that, where maybe some of you guys are really good at picking up the person's body language, or you kind of partner up really well, and you can make a great team with your partner. Maybe you dress like them, or you have the same hobbies. You're really excited about learning the person's hobbies instead of I don't know, maybe you're very changeable. There could be a prominent moon also, which gives this tendency of always changing and wavering. So taking on your partner's hobbies and interests, something about that, I don't know, maybe you have that tendency. Or you start how some people also, they say that the couples who've been together for a long time, they start looking like each other. That's the kind of vibe I'm picking up here. With this pile also, maybe there could be a tendency to spend a lot of time with your partners, or going for clingy partners, or you attract clingy partners. Something like that could be there. But yeah, let's keep going. For Nakshatra, you got Shravana. So this is connected to listening. That's why I was saying you could be a good listener. We have Purva Falguni, which is a very romantic Nakshatra. Let me put this one here. It's very romantic, and it's also, I don't know, very impressive, where the person kind of impresses the other person, and they're like, wow, I'm so full of life, I dress really well, I'm so fun, energetic, I'm so romantic, lovely, very generous. That's the kind of energy I'm getting. A lot of I think celebrities, actors have this nakshatra, because they kind of impress you on the screen, right? I don't know why this is reminding me of La La Land. I think I saw this astrologer on YouTube, Claire Nakti. I don't watch all of her videos, but I remember her doing a video on what are the three most what was the keyword? Three most, not entertaining, creative nakshatra she did, and I think one of those was Purva Falguni. It's ruled by Venus, that's why it's connected to creativity, and she showed a lot of examples of romantic movies also for this nakshatra. So maybe you're very romantic, there's something about your style the way you are with your romantic partners, that's very attractive to people. Yeah, that's what I'm getting so far. We have the ring and we have the offering. We have ring here also. So yeah, this is talking about how you're the ideal partner, you're the perfect partner, you're the relationship material person, you're the one that people want to settle down with. It's because of what you represent. It's also because people feel like they can learn a lot from you. They can become a power couple with you. Like they feel empowered by your energy. There's also this psychic pull that they feel towards you. There's something special about your connection that they shouldn't take for granted. You represent a lot of value to other people. And something could also feel very serendipitous here with this Wheel of Fortune energy. It's like the right timing, right alignment, divine timing, feeling at home with you, wanting to spend a lot of time with you, private time with you. And also this is family life, 4th house, and emotional connection, emotional bonding that people feel with you. So not only do you look nice, you present yourself as the ideal partner, but you form a bond where the person feels this special connection, special bond with you, and they feel like this is the one. And it almost looks like an eye. So maybe you guys have attractive eyes or something about your eye gaze, the way you look at people, something like that. And also it's like staring at the person and listening, being very intent, being a good listener, being very present with your partner, being very generous with your partner. You make a great partner overall. Pile number 3. And people want to offer you something. This could be you as well, where you kind of reach out first, maybe for some of you. And for others, I feel like people kind of date you for the long haul, or it's like the real deal. They take you very seriously. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. This card also spoke about money as well. We have 4th house again showing up. So building a home with you, settling down with you, wanting to spend a lot of time with you. We have Venus as well. Let's keep it here. We have Gemini. We have Aries. So this is also talking about action, people wanting to take action towards you. People could fall in love with you very quickly, I feel. And it's not just attraction, it's not just seduction. There's more to it with you, pile number 3. You stand out because of that. There's also could be a friendship also, but Gemini is a sign that I do. I heard a astrologer talk about how Gemini is connection. Why? Because there's so much about connection here, where we have 2 people showing up. In most of the symbols for the zodiac, we never have 2 people showing up, but Gemini always has the twins. Second thing, it's also skin. Skin is represented by Mercury. So it's about coming in contact, it's touching, it's forming a connection, forming a bond. So that's something special about Gemini, which a lot of people don't give Gemini the credits for. They might say, oh, Geminis are split personality, or they're double-minded, they're fickle-minded. It's not true. If you find the right perfect energy for you, Gemini, you just hold on to that person. You're the twins. No one can replace the person. So I feel like you're the kind of person who can become the twin, mimic the other person, mimic their or mirror their energy. And you could also have the great power of manifestation also, where you are kind of leading the dance without the other person knowing that you're leading the dance. That's one thing. Venus can give good looks also. You could be very feminine with this pile. There's so much about goddess Lakshmi. You also got Parvati also. She is also the divine feminine, and she is the partner. She is the, out of all the goddesses, she is also one of the ones that are known for her devotion to her husband or consort, Lord Shiva, right? And also she is connected with the beauty as well, because she's connected to the moon, whereas Lakshmi is more Venus. So it's moon and Venus, both the planets that represent beauty in Vedic astrology. And both the planets get directional strength in 4th house, so they become very strong in the 4th house. It gives a person lots of beauty, lots of femininity, and feminine energy that's empowered. It's not very passive. It's passive in the sense that the person will know how to get what they want and be proactive as well, but come across as passive. So yeah, I think that's your energy. You always get what you want without even having to ask for it. You just insinuate it. And you mirror the person's energy perfectly. You form a bond with Gemini. It's that friendship, strong bonding of soul. And maybe your what do you call it? Love language could be giving gifts with the offering and the ring here. Or it could also be physical touch with Gemini. Or your partners that you attract. Maybe just your touch, something about your body language could be very attractive. And you could be the kind of person who might not say certain things, but then you are very attentive. You pay attention to people when they're saying something, and you get them very thoughtful gifts. So people feel loved. They feel so appreciated by you. You make others feel special, I feel. Pile number 3. You have this capacity or the ability to make people feel special, make people feel understood, heard. And they just love being in your energy. They feel so much love coming from you that they see you as their ideal partner. You have this ability to make people feel loved, and you form this connection with them. You mimic them. You show them the kind of person that they're looking for. Even a lot of people who have not figured out what kind of a partner they're looking for, you still represent this perfect partner to them. And they're like, wow, I want someone like this. So you are very generous, very... Venus in 12th is also connected to generosity. And Venus is connected to money. So also spending probably. And finally we have resolving conflict. So this is also that energy of not fighting, being a team player, taking care of your partner. And we see this candle that says love, empathy, compassion, understanding. We have the heart center that's getting energy from this person. It's like you take care of other people, you make them feel loved. And I don't know, you're very generous in love. That's the main energy I'm picking up with this pile. And you don't want any conflict. You don't run away from people. You take care of them. You nurture them. You make them feel loved. You are the ideal partner. And people feel like they cannot replace you. They can never find another person like you, pile number 3. And you could also be very romantic with this title of the ideal lover. You could be very romantic also. And you could also be very charming overall. This was another archetype that I felt was kind of similar to the ideal lover. I'm trying to think of what were the examples for this archetype. I think it was Casanova was one of them, which is very interesting because Casanova always used to, you might think he was a F-boy or F-girl, but he always acted like the perfect partner to whoever he came across as. That's why women were so obsessed with him. They would run away, they would chase after him because he was the perfect partner to them. So that's very Casanova-like energy. There was someone else too, let me check. Okay, the other one was JFK because he also represented this dream that he sold to the American public. They loved him because he was just exactly what they were looking for. And he also came across as very loving and generous. So yeah, that's the reading for you, pile number 3. I hope this resonated. If it did, please support the video. Make sure that you like it, you engage with the video, you leave a comment, you share it with someone who might like it too. That would really help me out because I put extra effort in this one, so I would really appreciate it. And if you like my videos, you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a member. That would really help me out. If anyone's interested in booking a private reading with me, I have 1 slot left. I might add a couple more if I get more requests. So if you're interested, please book. The link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. Hello group number 3, welcome to, sorry, it's group number 4. It's group number 4. So yeah, welcome to your reading. Please make sure to watch part number 1 that I did a couple of months ago on this topic. I will link it during the pile selection segment, so make sure to watch that. Also, I want to mention that this is specific to the archetypes, not specific to the person picking the pile. So you could have multiple archetypes. Take only the message that resonates. You can pick multiple piles with this reading, and if you do like it, please engage with the video. I hope you guys enjoy this content. So you picked Firefly. We have Empress as well. We have Room. We have Wedding. So I'm going to talk a little bit about these cards, and then you can guess which archetype this is and leave a comment before I actually reveal the archetype. So please, I want to know how many of you actually get it right. So I first of all have this, it's moving too much, please ignore that. We have Room here, which I always connect with 4th house energy. We have Wedding. So we have some Venus here also, Venus Mars. Firefly Empress is also connected to Venus energy, Taurus energy specifically. So maybe those placements are prominent. Wait a second. Okay, so in pile number 3, I even forgot to talk about the placements that people could have. So yeah, good luck with that pile number 3, but I hope I'll remember it for your pile. So yeah, coming back to Firefly, this card talked about creative energy, someone who could write, someone who could be creative. So it's talking about that romantic energy. Some of you guys could have romantic energy overall. You could be good at flirting, or you could be good at courting people, impressing them, charming them. With Firefly, it talks about fleeting, something that's there for a moment and then it's kind of gone. So think about what archetype that could be. I'm going to talk about it in a bit, but yeah, we have the feminine energy of the Empress, so it's obviously going to be more passive. So someone that's slightly more passive but very feminine, very inviting, very good looking. People are naturally drawn towards you. We have the Room also, which is 4th house Cancer energy, so more receptive energy, more inviting energy. We see this pink and red hue, so it's more feminine, sort of a way of coming across and seducing other people. We have Wedding, so you could also come across as a ideal partner or marriage material, or someone who comes across as more traditional. You could be someone who's who might play hard to get. You know, with the Wedding, maybe it's like you want something more serious before you engage in certain things, or you're not very progressive that way. Or I also get the sense you could have multiple options always with these image of 3 people here. So it's obviously it's the bride and groom and the priest, but I don't know why I always think of a group of people when I see this image, which tells me that maybe you have options. So people just assume that you have a lot of options. You're really good looking, you're a catch, and you're very impressive with this Firefly energy, and people want to get to know you better. With this Room, there's room for growth, room for connecting with you. There's a lot of room, there's a lot of potential. So can you guess so far? It's actually coquette, because obviously it's feminine, it's someone very pretty and someone who plays hard to get. So that's why it's like you have to put in a lot of effort to impress pile number 4, and they have their certain standards that you have to meet. And also Firefly, it's talking about something fleeting. So sometimes you might engage with people, you might flirt with them, other times you're not as interested, so you could give off hot and cold energy. And you could also be moody by nature. That's why sometimes you're moody, you're in the mood, you'll flirt with someone, you'll engage with them, but then you're back to normal and you're like, I don't care about you. So there could be a tendency to also overthink or waver, maybe prominent moon, which can give this tendency of always changing your mind. Or maybe strong Mercury, or some influence of moon or Mercury playing out. Maybe you have moon Mercury conjunction, you could have moon in a Mercury sign, or you could have Mercury in Cancer. You could have Venus Mercury also. I'll talk about those placements. You could also have these in the 4th house. Maybe Cancer ascendant you have. So let's look at the nakshatra. You got Uttara Falguni and Punarvasu. I feel like this is so apt for this reading why Punarvasu always talks about repetition. Here we have a bow and a quiver of arrows, so it's about taking the arrow out, then letting it go again, getting an arrow. So it's like a repetitive process. We also have boomerang, so something that comes around. So you could have a lot of situations in your life where you have exes coming back, people being obsessed with you, they never leave you alone, they keep coming back. You could have retrograde planets, especially you could have Venus retrograde, maybe even Mars or Mercury retrograde. You could have a Venus Rahu conjunction, Venus Rahu or Mars Rahu conjunction. There's some sort of repetition where again it's that hot and cold energy. Sometimes you're really feeling it, other times you're not, and you tend to repeat cycles in your relationships. People keep coming back to you, or there's a lot of people interested in you, they never kind of leave your sight, they're always trying to impress you, win you over, something like that could be there. Punarvasu is, I think, apt for a coquette. With Uttara Falguni, it is also more romantic energy, yes. However, Uttara is later. So I feel like as you age, as you mature, you'll have a better understanding of how to deal with this energy, or maybe just how to seduce people, how to get what you're looking for. You will build that over time. You will find yourself over time. You'll make some mistakes, you learn from them. This can also talk about your partners thinking that, oh, I have to put in a lot of effort, eventually I'll get some success with this person. So that's why later fruits. Falgun is maybe roughly you can translate it as getting the fruits. So Uttara is latter, and Purva, the one that comes before. So that's Purva Falguni followed by Uttara Falguni. So Purva Falguni people have early success or early fruits. Uttara have later fruits. So learning goes on, and obviously put in a lot of effort to get a connection that works. So people feel like they have to put in effort with you. There's hot and cold energy. There's a bit of having to read your mind, read between the lines, not being sure where they stand with you. Let's look at some other cards. We have the Seed, so the Pearl, reminding me of Cancer energy again. We have the Hunter, giving me Aries energy. We have the Creator. So this is again going back to the Firefly, creative. Here it said something about writing. So you could be very romantic, you could be very poetic. Maybe you have a nice sense of music or something like that, something creative or Venusian-like quality that you possess that people find very interesting. With Creator, you could be artistic. You also got the 5th house here. So that is also hobbies and creative endeavors. We have Jupiter, which is one of the significators of the 5th house. Jupiter is also connected to creation. It's also the significator for the kids, children, because you create kids. We have Taurus, Cancer. I don't know if I should keep it there. Can you even see it? Not really. We have Cancer here. So yeah, more feminine energy. Like I said, with the Empress, I was getting Cancer and Taurus already. So you could be really good looking also. Just your looks, the way you dress, your body could be very attractive. We have Cancer energy here also. With the Seed, it's like you plant a seed. You flirt with people, you plant a seed, and then you walk away, which can actually fruitify and become this tree. So people might make up a lot of fantasies with this Creator energy. Maybe they create fantasies in their head about you. They feel like, okay, there's a lot of possibilities here, potential. People chase after you. Maybe you chase after them. Initially you plant the seed and then you walk away. Either you have this tendency, or you just get bored, you're not impressed with people, or I don't know, or you could be moody, like I said. But there could be runner chaser dynamic that you experience in your life. You could be good at flirting. People fantasize about you a lot. What could happen between the two of you? There's potential, all of that. There's they can create something with you, create a future with you. 5th house is also passion, dating. Jupiter is positive energy, seeing you in a positive light, having a lot of optimism about the future. People might feel like, okay, there's potential here. But there's that energy of hot and cold, right, with you. So they're like, they might waver a little bit as well. And also with coquette, what we get is usually a person where the person first attracts you, with their words and their sensual maneuvers, and then they kind of step back and distance themselves somehow, consciously, subconsciously, for whatever reason they do that, which creates chemistry inside our head. So we're naturally drawn towards that person. They kind of what's the word I'm looking for? They entice you, but then they frustrate you as well. So there's a bit of hot and cold, push and pull sort of a dynamic, and they tease you. Lots of teasing. So yeah, it's that sort of dynamic which really makes the person come across as very attractive, very seductive. There were a bunch of examples, but the only one that I can remember reading was Ginger from the movie Casanova. That movie where, what's the actor, Robert De Niro, he owns the casino and then he marries Ginger, and she was always like, okay, I'm not interested in you, but then she also liked him, and then she would walk away, she would run off, but she'll come back. So she was very hot and cold, and even the guy was like, what do you want? So she was very much like that coquette energy, and I'm sure there are other archetypes also that you can think of. Maybe some of you guys know, you can leave them down below. Next up we have Lord Hanuman, and it's interesting that he came out for this reading. We have the moon and the sun, that masculine feminine energy. We have sexual freedom here also, with number 33 breaks down to, it's the number of Jupiter. So I feel like you could, again, it's giving me that fantasy sort of a energy. Maybe people feel like somehow you fulfill their fantasy, or they could fantasize about you a lot because you kind of distance yourself, you're unavailable, so you leave that room open. People could also feel certain intimacy with you, but at the same time there's distance. So there's this balance of extremes that happens with you. With Hanuman, he's the god that's connected with freedom also, and here we have sexual freedom, which is interesting. So you could present a picture where a lot of people who might have commitment issues might also be pulled towards you, because they like freedom, you like freedom, and you're in this space where there's a lot of ambiguity. That could happen. But Hanuman is about also devotion. He was very devoted to Lord Rama. So there's that level of devotion is also there, but there's a need for freedom as well. So I think it's just a lot of people with conflicting desires, conflicting personalities could be drawn towards you. You could also have that nature as well within you. He's also the god that's represented or connected with Mars. Some of you could have Swati placements also. Hanuman is also connected to Swati. You could have Cancer in 5th house, that would make you a Pisces ascendant. Maybe Taurus in the 5th house, that would make you Capricorn ascendant, I think. You could have Jupiter in the 1st house, Jupiter in the 4th house, Jupiter in Taurus, Cancer. So play around with the placements. You could have any of those. But I'm getting Swati strongly, because these people also tend to stay single or have strong connections with other Swati people. But yeah, he's connected to Mars, which is about attraction. So naturally feeling attracted towards someone. I'm also getting Mars in Venus, which is that feminine, masculine sort of desire that you feel towards someone, naturally drawn towards a person, wanting to date them. Maybe you guys have Mars and Jupiter conjunction, some of you. Hunter also, it's like maybe you initially show interest, but then you pull away, and those people are just stuck waiting on you. Something like that could be there. Some of you could also have this tendency to stay single. You enjoy that, you enjoy flirting, but maybe you don't really enjoy dating as much, or maybe you don't want to settle down, or a very special person will have to come along for you to settle down. That's the kind of energy that I'm pulling with this pile. But definitely you're good at flirting, you're good at engaging with people, you're fun, you're good looking, you're interesting, and you're a little unpredictable also. Yeah, that's what I see for you, pile number 4. I hope this resonated. If it did, please leave your feedback in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you like my videos, you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a member. That would really help me out. If you want to book a reading with me, I have one slot left. The link will be in the description, so please check it out. Book with me if you're interested. Thank you for watching. Bye guys. Hello, pile number 5. Welcome to your reading today. It's the very first time I'm doing a pile 5 on my channel. So I'm really excited about that. I want to mention that every specific pile is connected to a specific archetype, and it's not like a customized video, like a general video that I do for the different piles. So pick more than one if you're feeling called to. This is how I intended the video to be. So yeah, this is about the 5 archetypes, or not 5, but I've clubbed them together and made 5 options because I didn't want to do 9 piles. Come on, that's too much. So I've done 5 piles for the 5 archetypes. I've gone for siren, star, siren / rake / dandy, then natural, star / charismatic, ideal lover / charmer, and coquette. So these are the 5 in today's reading. They're very similar. The ones that are similar, I've clubbed them together. This is the 5th pile, and I think this card is good enough for you to figure out which is this pile. Can you guess it? I want you guys to guess it. I'm going to show you a few cards, then you have to guess before I reveal which archetype this is. By the way, if you really enjoyed this video, please support it, engage with it, leave a comment, share it with someone, leave a like. It would really help me out. So because I put a lot of effort behind this video, did a bunch of research, obviously filmed 5 piles, so it was a lot of work. Took me the entire day to do this video, so I would really appreciate it. So yeah, we have the lion, 5th house energy, sun energy. We have the world, we have haughtiness. Can you guess, guys? Can you guess which archetype this is? We have cheerfulness. I think it's very straightforward if you're familiar with the archetypes. So I'm just going to reveal it. It's the star. Why? Because lion is obviously star quality. Lion is connected to the king or the queen in zodiac, in our astrology. It's a regal person, person of authority, right? We also have the world, which talks about, again, star quality, person who's successful, person who's touted, person who's popular. Everyone wants a piece of this person. We have cheerful. This imagery itself talks about a person who's life of the party. Everyone likes them. They're fun. They're great at social settings. They're a public figure. They're fun to be around. They're good energy, and they have social skills. They're popular. They're in the public eye. Exciting, interesting, entertaining person. We have haughtiness, which is this peacock. It definitely talks about looks and the reputation, the demeanor, what the person represents, the way they carry themselves, the way they dress. So you could be, this pile could be people who dress really well. They spend a lot of money on their clothes. They look very rich, or they belong to like a rich family, or this person's important. Or you could also have like a big ego for some of you. Doesn't have to be negative, but maybe just your ego is prominent, or your sense of self, something about you where you take yourself seriously. Other people might take you seriously, or you have a strong aura. People feel it when you walk into the room. People notice you, and you do really well in social situations. Your opinion holds weight. You're successful. People look up to you probably. There's also distance between you with the world. It usually talks about distance. So a person who's hard to reach, person who's exclusive, person who doesn't engage with every single person. Their time is special. So someone who gets special treatment, and this is how they like to be treated. This is how other people perceive them. So this is your energy. You have the star quality. You are charismatic. Even if, let's say, you're not a big deal, you come across that way, or people tend to treat you like that. Let's look at some nakshatras you got. So some of you could have Leo ascendant. You could have placements in the sign of Leo or in the 5th house. You could have sun in the 1st house also. So here we have Rohini. We have Magha, which is obviously Magha came out. Magha is the nakshatra connected to the sign of Leo. It's very much this lion quality that's connected with Magha. A lot of people with prominent Magha placements do really well in life. One person that comes to my mind is Donald Trump. Strong Magha. That's why he is such a popular person. He's so successful. Everyone knows about him. So that's very Magha like quality. It says throne. So people who have the throne, people who have positions of power in society, people who are successful. A lot of celebrities could also have that star-like quality. Rohini, you can also find a lot of celebrities with Rohini. In Bollywood, we have Salman Khan. He's very popular. Rohini represents the favorite one. Out of all the 27 wives of the moon god, Rohini was his favorite. So again, people who have Rohini placements tend to be others' favorite. So again, it talks about popularity, someone that's beloved, popular in the public eye, social skills, everyone likes them. That's Rohini. Rohini is also someone who attracts a lot of negative energy or evil eye, because they're so good, they have haters. So people who get trolled have haters. That's also Rohini energy. People are jealous, people what's the word, copy them. Yeah, so it's perfect. The perfect nakshatras came out for this pile, Rohini and Magha. It's the perfect. Rohini falls on the cusp of, I think, or it falls in Taurus. Yeah, I think it's middle of Taurus, where moon gets exalted. So moon is also connected with the masses. Moon is also connected to popularity, because the masses love you. You're a celebrity. That's very much like Rohini energy. Masses, your masses favorite, which is also something we connect with Salman Khan. He's everyone's favorite, right? I'm trying to think of who else has Rohini. I can't think of any, but usually these people can also be very jealous. They could have a very attractive partner. Either the person's attractive or the partner is attractive, and everyone wants to court their partner or court this person. So everyone's interested in you. Your partner will feel jealous of you. That's one thing with Rohini, you will see. Red could look really good on you, by the way. We have Leo. So Leo came out also for you. We have the lover, it says. Romantic person, we have the moon. So moon and sun energy is prominent. Both the planets represent fame. We have 12th house. We have Mercury. So moon and Mercury, 12th house, Leo. So foreign lands, you could also connect with people from different culture. You could also be someone who spends a lot of money. So you look expensive, right? And you have that flair of something. I don't want to use the word exotic. Some people actually create controversy around that word, but exotic is a good way to describe it, where a person is so well traveled. They have those they've picked up certain things from different cultures, so they come across as very cultured, very worldly. Someone who travels a lot, world energy. That's 12th house energy of a person who knows so much about so many different things, right? Very intelligent. Maybe we should keep this one here. Yeah, let's keep the planet here. It's the light is on the other side, right? Anyway, so Leo, more 5th house energy, dating. People want to date you. People feel a strong attraction towards you. 5th house energy, moon, emotional connection. They form a bond with you. They could make up fantasies and stories in their head. Moon is about that energy of fantasizing to a certain extent, or dreaming. And then 12th house is also connected to daydreaming, fantasizing, all of that. So people might cook up stories in their head about you. Oh, this person's like this person behaves like this, or cooking up stories about you, because they don't have access to you, but they kind of want a piece of you. You could also have a social media presence, so maybe people who cannot get in touch with you, they feel the distance and they want to get closer. Something like that could be there. You could have very persuasive speech also, or you're very interesting, engaging, entertaining, exciting, especially with your communication. You're very charming. Again, it's the archetype that's the star and charismatic. Some of you could be like models, actors, or wanting to pursue a career there. Something about being in the public eye, being some sort of an influencer, influencing other, having a following, being some sort of a leader. You could have that quality. We also have these cards. We have the comic here. So think of how popular cats are online. That's your energy. We have the comic. You could also have a great sense of humor. You're funny. So that Mercury element could be strong. It could be talking about the comic timing, or just you having multiple facets to your personality. You're very interesting and you're very dynamic. Could also be very intelligent. We have the queen, so we obviously have the king energy here. So we have the queen also. We have the shapeshifter, so someone who's good at multiple things. Again, Mercury energy, multifaceted person, multiple interest, very well educated, very well cultured. So it's not just because you have this high level of intelligence, you have so many things that you know about, you know how to incorporate that into your communication, your conversation. And you are also fun, light-hearted. You're also very regal. You could have certain boundaries, high standards, but you're also fun, you're engaging. So there's so many great qualities that you possess that people really like about you. With shapeshifter, it's also giving me that energy of a little bit of intimidation that people could feel towards you. With this side eye, side profile lion, we have the tiger here, and we have the snake here. So there's something about you that's also dangerous or intimidating. But there's so much here that's sun and the moon. So masculine and feminine, you have both the energies and you've balanced them really, really well. You do well in most situations. You could be very versatile and very balanced sort of a person. You make the best of things. You could also be very positive and multi-talented sort of a person. And you have interesting talents also that excite people. Yours 5th house energy of hobbies, or maybe you can stretch it out and consider talents. Next up we have Bhuvaneshwari, goddess Bhuvaneshwari. Funny thing, one thing as I pulled the card, in this deck we have a bunch of deities. So in today's reading, deities came out for all the 4 pile. For the 5th pile I was getting multiple cards every single time. Then I thought, you know what, I'm going to pull a deity for this pile also. And she came out. All the other ones I'm familiar with. There's certain deities that are more worshipped or revered in the south of India. I'm in North India. So I don't know about all the deities from the south. I'm not that well versed. So she came out. She's from the south, I feel. She's more worshipped in the south. So I felt like that was really interesting for this pile. Why? Because there's distance here. There's that star quality. I don't know all the answers. This is how people perceive you. They don't know all the answers. There's distance. They cannot get in touch with you. There's a lack of information or lack of connection. That's why they want to close the distance. So I felt like that was very telling that she came out. And another thing, I read the book that came with the deck, and it talked about infinite possibilities. So again, that fantastical energy of cooking up stories, and there's so much opportunity here. There's so much with pile number 5 that I really see myself being with them, or I really like them. I feel, people feel seduced by you because there's so many possibilities. There's so much excitement. There's so much going on, engagement, that they feel, wow, this person's so interesting. And with these waves in the back, ocean, it's like they're flooded with emotions and thoughts because of you, the kind of person that you are. And the final card we have is 27, the Sacred Woman. This card speaks about a person who chooses their own partner. The guidebook was interesting. It spoke about how this woman is just so particular about what she wants. So a person who has high values, high standards, person who has boundaries, person who will look for a partner that really matches their energy. So this is how people perceive you. They feel like this person is a star. They'll want an equal match. So the Queen also came out. We have the Sacred Woman. So it's a person with high value, high standards. Not easy to impress. A lot of people might feel dejected. They might not even approach you because they fear a sense of rejection, or they just feel like they're not good enough. They put you on a pedestal. There's distance. They feel like you're too good. All of this is there. So a lot of people who are crushing on you might not even approach you. And you also come across as this person who's has this strong aura. So a lot of people feel very intimidated by you. Only a person who has that strong energy can match your vibe. Otherwise, all the other people who are more soft, more gentle, tender, they might not be as forward with you. So you come across as a person with high standards and very particular. It's like if you date, that person really has to be a match or a special person. Otherwise, you might be someone who likes to stay single. So yeah, that's the reading for you, pile number 5. I hope this resonated, it made sense. If you really enjoyed it, please consider supporting the video, engaging with it, leave a comment, like the video, share it with someone. I would really appreciate it. And if you like my content, you want to support my channel, please consider becoming a member. That would really help me out. If you're looking to book a reading with me, you can find the link in the description. I have 1 slot left. I might add a couple more if more people want it, but for now we have only 1 slot, so check it out if you're interested. Thank you for watching. Bye guys.